Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to INEOS Styrolution webinar. My name is Johan Bach. I'm the product director for ABS Standard Europe, and I have the pleasure to have with me Oliver Carstensen, our technical product manager, ABS, and Christian Dietlein, our technical account manager, ABS Europe. It's a great pleasure to have you today, and we will today introduce you our Terluran product. So please note that this webinar is being recorded. You will have also the chance during the presentation to ask questions, and all questions will be treated anonymously. We will have roughly 30 minutes of presentation and an open floor for, let's say, 15 minutes of Q&A at the end of our session. Let's go through briefly to the agenda and what we will expect from today. So we will have a brief presentation of the company, so basically who we are and where we are coming from. And we will go a bit more in details with our standard product market approach and a deep dive on Terluran, our standard ABS, snapshot on production, portfolio performances, and the various applications that are possible with our solution. And we end up with regulatory and sustainability aspects. And we'll finish with a typical Q&A session. So for those who are not familiar with the company, let me present INEOS Styrolution at a glance. So Styrolution belongs to INEOS Group. We are a pretty young company, founded in 2011, so a bit more than 10 years old now, but we have very rich legacy, more than 90 years of experience in styrenics. We are the true #1 global leader in styrenics, operating in more than 10 countries. We have 20 production sites and a very strong footprint in R&D with 6 R&D centers across the globe and more than 1,000 patents we have already filed. All of this allows us to participate and help our customers who operate in various industries to find the right solution for their product. So whether it's construction, healthcare, household electronics, packaging, of course, automotive, and toys, sports, and leisure. Let's now go into Europe. So as I said, we are the global leader. And if we look now, but more specifically into the segments, we have styrene monomer. We are #2 on the global level. Polystyrene and specialties. Specialties being ABS specialties, ASA, blends, SAN, AMSAN, SBC, and SMMA. We are the true #1 leader. For ABS standard, what we call here our Terluran brand, being part of ABS standards, global #3 and #1 in Americas and EMEA. We have 5 production sites in Europe. Cologne, where we produce ABS specialties. Antwerp, styrene monomer, polystyrene, ABS standard, and SBCs. Schwarzheide, our compounding site in East Germany. Ludwigshafen, where we produce various specialty products, ABS specialties, ASA, SAN, and AMSAN, and SMMA. And finally, Vannes, where in France, where we produce polystyrene and ABS. Very important is also, obviously, all the expansion and our commitment to grow in the styrenics. So as I said, although we are a young company, we have established a lot of milestones during the last 11 years. Through various acquisitions, for instance, the kerosene in Asia in 2017, or various debottlenecking of ABS and ASA in Americas, acquisition of polystyrene in Foshan in China and Ningbo, but as well as an investment in the world-scale ABS plant in Ningbo, China, that was announced at the end of 2020. Not only that we are committed to grow in Styrenix, we are also committed to deliver the best-in-class product and a strong commitment on the sustainability. And for that, we have two very important agenda for the future. The first one, our ambitious, is to achieve a net zero emission by 2050. And this is in line with the pledge and the commitment of INEOS Group. And to achieve that, we have set numbers of activities and strong milestones that we want to achieve by 2030 by reducing by 45% our CO2 emission. The second important goals that we have as a company is to deliver by 2030 500,000 tons of eco product. And we hope that with this approach, we will manage to set path forward and being the leader when it comes to product excellence and sustainability for our customers and for the future. Now, without any further ado, I will now hand over to Oliver, who's going to introduce you our market approach and go deep dive into our product.
Yes, thank you, Johan, and welcome also from my side to the audience. So I will guide you through the market, production, and performance aspects of our Terluran portfolio. In terms of Terluran, we talk of a so-called standard product line. So that means that we have a very lean and comprehensive portfolio, but it is suitable for a wide variety of different applications, though. We perform long production campaigns and with a low amount of grade changes on the extrusion lines, which results in a very high lot-to-lot consistency of our grades. So it's easy to self-color our materials, and that makes it very cost-efficient. As a make-to-stock product, we have the material always available on stock and is ready for shipment. Hence, we can offer very short lead times and can support short-term customer material demands as well. Sorry. As Johan already said, we as INEOS Styrolution are the European leader in ABS production, and we are the sole producer of emulsion ABS with production sites in all major regions, mainly Asia Pacific, EMEA, and the Americas. Terluran itself is produced in Ulsan in South Korea, in Antwerp in Belgium, and in Altamira in Mexico. This means we have a regional production and regional supply, but we also can offer our product globally. In terms of shortages or unforeseen disturbances, we can support other regions by exporting Terluran to the area of need. Our truly global grades are Terluran GP35, GP22, and HI10. Our world-scale plants offer high reliability and processes according to the highest safety standards. And they are embedded in fully integrated chem parks so that we can rely on excellent infrastructure for raw material supply on the one hand, but also on shipment of finished goods, either by pipe, truck, railway, or ship. Terluran itself consists of three major monomers as building blocks. These are acrylonitrile, butadiene, and styrene monomer. And the first digits of these monomers is also the origin of the polymer family name, ABS. Well, how do we obtain now our Terluran in our production sites? On the one hand side, we have the formation of the rubber, and on the other side, the formation of a SAN copolymer. So ABS is nothing else but an impact-modified SAN. And I have mentioned before that Terluran is in emulsion ABS. So what is an emulsion? You may remember from your chemistry classes long time ago that not all materials do mix with each other. So there are chemicals you can dissolve in water, and there are chemicals which you can dissolve in oil. And water and oil do not mix and form two separate phases. So to make water phase and an oil phase miscible with each other, you need to add a substance called emulsifier. And this emulsifier can attach on the one side to water and on the other side to oil at the same time, and is acting as a phase agent. And that's exactly what we do in our rubber production. We have water in a big tank, and we add the emulsifier and the monomer. And the monomer is not miscible in water. So the monomer forms small distinct droplets within the water surrounded by the emulsifier. And in these droplets, the polymerization of the rubber takes place, and we obtain polybutadiene. So why do we do that in emulsion? First, we get very homogeneous particle sizes. We can extract the heat energy, which is released during the exothermic reaction. So this can steer well the exothermic reaction threshold. And in the separate tank, we produce the SAN matrix. And here, styrene and acrylonitrile are mixed in a solvent and are copolymerized. And finally, both materials, the rubber and the SAN, are mixed on the extruder to form ABS pellets in natural color. So I already talked about the high lot-to-lot consistency of our process. And here in this graph on the left-hand side, I do want to illustrate the narrow yellowness index within our production. So due to this fact, we can support very narrow color specifications on the final color at our customers. And we know that this performance is of utmost importance. And to emphasize our ambition to ensure our customers' success, we offer as well technical on-site support by our technical account managers. And they perform either project management and project development, production validation, or troubleshooting. Last but not least, I want to introduce you to our Terluran portfolio. And in general, Terluran offers a wide range of important properties. We have, on the one hand side, the high dimensional stability, and especially to acrylonitrile content, it supports also excellent chemical stability and environmental stress crack resistance, which is also known as ESCR performance. And because of its outstanding appearance, applications made by Terluran can be used as is. There is no further processing step needed. So no polishing or no painting, and this is also supporting the high cost effectiveness of this product. It has good adhesion to soft parts, which makes it suitable for two-component processing as well. And we have a quite high heat stability, which makes it suitable for household and electronic applications. So our portfolio can be divided into two major sections. On the one hand side, we have grades for injection molding. Those are GP35 and GP22. GP stands here for general purpose, and the number indexed is linked to the flowability of the material, the MVR. And GP35 has a higher flow compared to GP22, but is slightly lower impact resistance. Both are available at either natural color or a standard black. And for GP35, we have a dedicated standard white on top of that. And there will be a separate webinar on the Terluran white still within this year. And we will inform you in due time about this webinar as well. And secondly, we have our high impact grades for injection molding and extrusion. Terluran HI10 and SP6. High HI stands for high impact and SP for sheets and profiles. And both grades are available in natural color solely. They have quite similar properties, whereas HI10 is intended for injection molding and SP6 for extrusion. Finally, we have our Terluran Eco grades, which are based on mechanical recycling of post-consumer ABS waste. And if you would like to have more details on the eco portfolio, I'd like to forward you to our webinar we had on this topic specifically some weeks ago, and it's available online and can be reviewed there. I briefly mentioned before already our technical account management, and I'm pleased to hand over now to one of them. Christian Dietlein will continue now with further aspects of Terluran.
Thank you, Oliver. So good afternoon and welcome also from my side. So by today, I will present you all about the properties, the applications, and also the industries where our Terluran is used in. So starting by the properties, first of all, looking on this vacuum cleaner, all of our Terluran materials are very often used for such housing applications. Looking on the picture, you can see that the Terluran itself is very easy to use for self-colorability. Very important point also hereby is that the Terluran material within the injection molding process comes with a high quality surface on a high gloss value, and specifically for these housing applications with excellent impact strength levels, also providing this by low temperature toughness. Very easy, specifically talking about the GP22 as well as the GP35, is the easy processing of the material as well as the good flowability. Means also hereby specifically talking about the GP35, wall thickness and cost saving is possible. On top, a very important point to mention hereby is also the good chemical resistance we provide here. Furthermore, another point is the dimensional stability, which is often demanded by assembling these molded parts. Hereby, as all of our styrenics, all materials like ABS are easy to process and easy to assemble later on. Referring to our extrusion material, we have the HI10 as well as the SP6 available, and this material is suitable for extrusion as well as for thermoforming afterwards. Going now on the next slide a bit more into the specific application. As you already saw on the page before, the vacuum cleaner is a typical housing application where our GP22 is used. Also hereby self-coloring is super easy possible, and the material comes including HB nomination plus very good Sharpie values, where drop tests and so on can be easily managed and achieved. Going a bit more into the markets of the hygienics, specifically of the soap and pens and paper dispensers, hereby very often the HI10 is going to be used. Hereby the material is very good when it comes to Sharpie and also chemical resistance. Such article can be often found in toilets, public places, whatever. Looking on these toolboxes, the grade of the choice is typically the Terluran GP22 natural. The GP22 itself is an excellent combination when it comes to flowability, Sharpie values, low temperature dropping tests, and so on. So overall, GP22 is for such construction applications the grade of the choice. Looking on the bottom, you're going to see these refrigerators where the GP35 is the main grade to use to go for. The reason hereby is mainly that the grade comes within food approved certificates. So either here flowability is excellent, chemical resistance is excellent, and food approval is also given. Looking to the right side, you're going to see these kind of mixers and blenders. Hereby, it's worth to mention that for small articles, the GP35 and as well the GP22 can be also used for metal plating. Also hereby, flowability, chemical resistance is just excellent at given. Looking on the right side, looking on the coffee machine, Hereby, the grade of the choice is the GP35 natural. Main arguments, therefore, are the flowability, the gloss level, and also the food approval, which is available. Right on the top, you're going to see this washing machine. Most cost-efficient grade is the GP35. Hereby, self-coloring with solid and wiggly master batch is possible and is very cost-efficient for such applications. Coming now to the next slide, I will share a bit more in terms of industries. Looking on the construction industry, you can gonna see these toilet flushes. Means in fact, hereby the GP35 is very often used. Flowability is excellent as well. Metal plating is possible here. On the right side, you're gonna see these edge bands. In terms of edge bands, I need to mention that for extrusion, we have two options, either the Lustran, which is our mass ABS, or when it comes to high gloss applications for extrusion, we would recommend the HI10 and the SP6. And also hereby, printing and also painting is possible. Going a bit more in detail into the automotive industry, one example hereby is the mirror of the car. The grade of the choice hereby is the GP22 natural. It is a well-balanced combination of Sharpie, then impact, and also a high Y-cut level. Very important to mention is here, due to painting, the grade, the material, the ABS grade specifically, can also be used for external applications. On the very right side, you're going to see these toy, sports, and leisure applications. Speaking specifically about the suitcase, the Terluran HI10 is the grade of the choice. So more specifically, the material gets extruded and afterwards the material gets thermoformed. And here by thermoforming, clear the benefits of emulsion ABS are the low wall thicknesses and the excellent Sharpie values in combination with high gloss values. Looking on the thread when it comes to toys, our GP35 comes with food approval and has also a POP validation, so it's possible to use such material for all kind of toys for kids. On the left, on the button, you're going to see some cosmetic application, and these kind of applications are specifically made from the GP35. Here, clearly, one benefit is the flowability of the material, that it comes within the CP65 formula, and also the grade is ready to use, so no master batch, no additives are necessary, ready to mold in fact. By referring to the medical market, the grade of the choice clearly is the GP35 natural, and such a grade is very often used for this housing. That can be molded also in combination with TPE or with co-injection very often. Also hereby easy to process, easy to use, and afterwards easy to assembling. Looking on the last bullet point into the housetronic market, therefore benefits of the GP22 as well as the GP35 are the high gloss of the material, the high Y-cut level, the HB listing, as well as the excellent flowability, looking for example of the TV mirror, which is made from GP35 black. On the next slide, I would like to give you a bit more inputs about regulatory and in terms of food contact. First of all, in terms of regulatory documents, by visiting our website, you can get information like the space specification, the TDS and the MSDS directly by downloading them, or you simply screen the QR code we present you here. Speaking about the REACH and ROS and the SVHC documents, you can simply request come to our info point or to my person to get these documents. Let me give you also two information about food contact. Referring about the Terluran GP35, we still have EU food contact and also USDA food contact available. Also, these documents are claimed from our side. Besides those documents, there are furthermore regulatory documents which we're gonna have available. In case if anything is needed, feel free to contact ourselves. On the next slide, I'm gonna give you more information in terms of sustainability. First of all our production sites, speaking about Terluran, are high efficient state-of-the-art production process plants. So in fact, what we do, we have a regional production, speaking about Americas, Europe, and Asia, and we have regular and regional supply to reduce all the shipment distances. Overall, it's worth to mention that ABS and styrenic material is very easy to recycle. Very important also by presenting recycled ABS, our Terluran Eco, is that Terluran or recycled ABS is a high quality product, and hereby recycled ABS is not at all downcycling material. And we in general are highly convinced that ABS helps to close the circular economy circle. Overall, it's worth to mention that our Terluran Eco portfolio is growing. By referring about mechanical recycled Terluran Eco, we have a separate webinar available. Feel free also to watch that separate webinar. One side comment about renewable power. So what we did is that we also serve our Terluran plant with renewable power energy, and that's part of our sustainable strategy. So as I end up now, I would like to hand over to my colleague, Johan.
Thank you, Christian, and thanks, Oliver, for all the details. So just as a summary, why should you buy Terluran? I think it's clear that Terluran offer a very well-balanced property profile. So we have today 4 grades available in the market that allows our customers to produce material in a very efficient way. It's easy to color. But more than that, we have an extremely strong technical support available across the region and actually available on a global level. And this is the strengths of INEOS Styrolution as being a global supplier. We offer not only product, but technical support on the global level. For all customers who requires those cross-regional support, this is definitely for us an add value. But to finish, we would have to be clear that we are committed to deliver the best-in-class product, but also to deliver the safest product. And we are compliant with the most stringent regulations in Europe, Americas, in Asia, and we are committed to deliver a sustainable product, not only with Terluran, but of course with our Terluran Eco. And as the colleagues have mentioned, that was the object of a previous webinar, and more to come in the future. Okay, so without any further ado, I'm going now to open the webinars for questions. So as I mentioned earlier, you should have a link where you could ask your questions, and we have roughly in front of us 10-15 minutes for answering those questions. So okay, so a question is, the first one is, what kind of packaging can you offer into the market? So maybe I can answer to this one. So we talk about ABS standards, so very efficient sites. And today, with of course our large capacities, we offer mainly bulk and material bagged in 25 kg palletized. across Europe. One question here: is there any advantage of emulsion polymerization with respect and over mass ABS? Maybe a question for you, Christian, if you would like to answer to that one. Maybe Oliver can also support, of course.
Yes, indeed, valid question. So first of all, speaking about our emulsion products, specifically when it comes to extrusion applications, the impact value that we provide here is quite a good one. In fact, as we have an emulsion product, the butadiene leads to high gloss levels. General, we recommend is specifically for extrusion for mid and low gloss, our lustran materials. Speaking about co-extrusion as well, the lustran is clearly the grade of the choice. And that's what we say to our customers. The grade of the choice when it comes to extrusion is mainly the lustran. Speaking about injection molding, we would go in the direction of the HI10.
Thank you. I see another question here. Can you share what is where our recycled ABS can be used? So not strictly talking about Terluran, but our recycle base Terluran. I think we're okay to answer as we have already had a webinar on that one. Oliver, do you want to answer to this question?
Yeah, sure. So the main industry we are going into with our Terluran Eco is also the industry where the recycling source comes from, and those is the waste stream, so waste. Sorry, I was muted. The industry where we are serving our Terluran to is also the industry where the waste is coming from, and this is so waste of electronic and electric equipment. And so we are going back to housetronics market, so mainly housings of small domestic appliances. So this is our main market we go for.
Good, thank you. Another question: is the Terluran White already available? So, maybe I can answer to this one. Yes, our Terluran White is today available. So for any future demand, please feel free to approach us via our info points or directly here, as we have already our names, and we will do our best to answer to future question you may have. But yes, our Terluran White is today available in our portfolio. Another question I see about our food approval. Are all the grades that you have in your portfolio of Terluran food contact approval? Oliver, would you like to answer to this one?
Yes, so our materials are compliant to the current regulations in that respect, so we can provide food contact statements on request.
I think the question was whether we have a food contact statement only for GP35 or other grades are also food contact.
So in principle, it's not restricted to GP35 only. We advertise GP35 as our main grade for food contact application, though.
Good. Very good question. Another one regarding our specialties and obviously our Terluran product. What are the differences between our Terluran GP and Novoduo P2MC when it comes to metal plating? Very good question. Maybe Christian, would you like to step in, explain the main differences and in which kind of application we see our Terluran being used versus Novoduo?
referring to the Terluran GP22 as well as the GP35, we always say and recommend the material can be used for small metal plating applications. When it comes to very specific and bigger parts in terms of metal plating, we have a dedicated grade, so-called the P2MC. And that is the grade of the choice when it comes to metal plating, as for very A-class and huge surfaces, a specific P2MC metal plated Novodo material should be used.
Good. Thanks for that. Another question. Is your portfolio today limited, or are you planning to enlarge your Terluran portfolio? I think this is a very good question. It's actually probably related to our strategy. We have the Novodo ABS specialties. We have our Terluran product portfolio, which we call an ABS standard. I would say that depending, of course, on market requirements, we are always open for development. But as we talk about a large scale operation that needs to meet economical and technical, let's say, minimum requirements, but those are things that could be developed at one point. I would say that in principle we have a bit more flexibility with our specialties assets than we have with our large scale ABS sites that we have across the globe. Another question regarding eco material. Are they today material available for extrusion? So ABS recycle, mechanical recycle for extrusion application. Oliver, would you like to answer to this this question?
I can do. So in principle, Terluran Eco we recommend for injection molding, and for extrusion we are not able yet to achieve high-class surface finish. If you aim for co-extrusion as a base layer, you can also use the Terluran Eco. But in principle, for a very nice high-gloss surface finish, we recommend injection molding only.
Another question, as we talked about being a global leader and having assets across the region, question is, are grades and interchangeable between the regions? Oliver, would you like to answer to this question?
Yes, sure. Good question. So as said, we have 3 world-scale production sites in the various regions, and it's important to mention that all the sites are running based on the same technology, also based on the same recipe and raw materials, and also leading to the same property profile. So they are clearly interchangeable. So regardless of the production site, you can use the material for the same application.
So if for instance, a customer have a requirement, for an application across regions, then we could definitely offer similar grades, at least for Terluran, either in Europe, Americas, or Asia Pacific. Yeah. Okay. Question was this one we already answered on the food contact. Good. So I'm gonna let the stage open for maybe a few questions. Yeah, another one was about the future development of ABS. Without going into too much details, but we have obviously announced future development in Asia Pacific, large scale ABS production in Ningbo, China, and the ambition here is to participate to the most growing and biggest market in the world, that will definitely establish INEOS Styrolution as an important player in the region to reassess what we have mentioned earlier. Technical question. Could we blend, is it possible to blend ABS with other styrenics material, such as transparent material, SAN, mass ABS, so on and so forth? Oliver, would you like to answer to this one?
So you can blend it with SAN, you can blend it with polycarbonate, mass ABS, other emulsion ABS, of course, but also with SPC, for example. So it's you can blend it with a lot of different polymers. Yes.
I think that's leading us to another question, is a bit wider question, but what are the advantages of using ABS over other materials? Maybe we should narrow the question to standard or commodity polymers that are existing into the market. So, Christian, would you like to elaborate on that one?
Sure. First of all, generally speaking, ABS and all styrenics are easy to process. Speaking specifically about ABS, you're gonna have high gloss levels. You have an excellent YCAT, and also assembling those materials is a very easy one. So overall, optical properties, mechanical values, and also assembling are very, very well by using ABS material.
Good. All right. So if there are no further questions, I think we could close this webinar. And if you have obviously more questions that will pop up, please feel free to contact us. You can see here, first of all, please, of course, contact your key account managers if you have one. And if not, please send an email to ensty.webinars@ineos.com, ensty.info@ineos.com, and you will find more information, obviously, on our two specific websites. One was dedicated to INEOS Styrolution, not dedicated, but covers all INEOS Styrolution product portfolio, and the second one dedicated to the Styrolution eco solutions that we offer to the market since a couple of years now. So without any further ado, I would like to clap these webinars. I would like to thank you for your participation and thank you for the questions. Please also keep in mind to visit us at the K-Fair, where we will obviously present this year in Germany. So we'll be at the Hall 6 and the D28 area. You will also have the opportunity via the barcode on the right side to participate to our virtual booth event. So again, feel free to approach us, and we would like to thank you again for your participation. Wish you a good weekend, and we hope to see you very soon. Thank you very much.
Driving success together.